Today, I have the honor of having another conversation with Ben Cole, who's the president of a solution called Business Central Toolbox. He's from ERP Connect, and he sent me an email a couple of weeks ago saying, Ben, we've got to meet up. I've got some news for your region. I think it's really exciting and will help a lot of your partners. So, Ben, we're all waiting with bated breath on what you've got to announce for us. Can you please give us a bit of an introduction to yourself? Because I know some of our listeners may not have met you before, and then share with us all of the wondrous news that you have.
Yeah, definitely. I want to jump right into the exciting news, but I can do the intro first, right? So for the folks who didn't listen to the last video, I'm Ben Cole, president of ERP Connect. We're a Dallas-based company over here in the US, but part of our news is our localization efforts in various areas. So we've got 28 tools right now in our Business Central Toolbox, and all of those are available in North America. And we've just started to dip our toes into some other localizations. So we started with two of our most popular tools, our invoice and statement delivery and our advanced notifications. And two of the localizations we've expanded into now are the New Zealand localization and the Australian localization. So that's the main reason I had reached out and said, hey, a lot of exciting news from last time we spoke. I know last time we spoke, we were specifically just in North America with plans, of course, to localize in other areas as well. And now we're here. So excited to have the conversation today.
Fantastic. Yeah. As I said, I didn't record it when I was saying it, but a lot of our partners are beginning this journey and they don't know what they don't know. So having people like yourself who has gone through this for several years and have learned some lessons, some of these solutions that you present, and you're going to talk to them shortly, really help accelerate Business Central's functional requirements. Business Central is a fantastic tool, and we love it, and it makes a lot of good things happen for a lot of good people, but it's lacking in some areas, and you guys have helped where those areas have lacked. So if you can share more, that would be very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So I think you hit the nail on the head, right? I think Business Central is a great engine at its core, right? But if you really want to kind of beef it up or soup it up, there's this huge network of ISV products out there, right? So obviously we have a lot of them, and there's a lot of other ISVs that we do ISV to ISV work with, right? To kind of bolt on those additional solutions and really give it some more horsepower, right? So the invoice and statement delivery tool specifically was aimed at automating the AR function for companies, right? So getting invoices out to customers via email quicker, immediately on post of sales order or sales invoice, getting payment reminders out, getting statements out in an automated fashion, credit memos, payment receipts, recurring orders and invoices, right? So really think of anything your AR clerks or AR folks are doing on a day-to-day basis and beefing that up so that we can go ahead and make sure all of that is functioning in the most efficient manner possible. We want to reduce as many clicks possible as we can, really to, again, take the amount of time you're spending on a day-to-day basis, make that less manual and more automated. So that's a little kind of commercial about invoice and statement delivery. And then advanced notifications is 100% focused on getting notifications based on various activities out to both external users of the system or even your clients or vendors, as well as internal users. So we've got a lot of different things. We can do pop-up notes, which no rocket science there. Pop-up notes like a lot of other people are doing, right? We've got ad hoc notifications where you can literally just tag someone. So Ben, I could tag you and say, hey, look at this transaction. It's going to send you an email with a link to the screen in Business Central that you can pop back into. And then we also have event-driven notifications, right? So sales order shifts, purchase orders received, credit limits exceeded, job queue fails, right? That job queue one's been super popular lately. So again, like you said, just taking things where Business Central takes it from 0 to 1, and we're taking it from 1 to 2, right? We're just taking it to that next level in order to free up some people's time and really kind of remedy the user complaints for like, why is this 5 clicks? Well, we take it down to 1 click, right? So that's kind of the main messaging behind everything. And I can show you some things as well, Ben. I don't know if you have any additional questions you want to go over. I can show kind of where to find these, right? So let me pop that open on my screen real quick. So the easiest way to find all of these various tools is just go to bctoolbox.com. It's going to redirect you to our product page here. Invoice and statement delivery is what I was talking about, as well as our advanced notifications. So we like to be very transparent, make it super easy for people to consume, right? So you can literally come out to invoice and statement delivery, buy it directly on our website, but more importantly, see use cases, get the download links for your free trials. We give 30-day free trials on everything that we sell. You can access the setup and user guides. So it's actually going to bring you out to App Source. But again, we've got all the links here. I will note that it does direct you to the North American version on our website. So if you are looking and you are in a different localization, like I said, we support NZ, AU, NA, W1, DE, GB, and FR right now. Those are all the localizations that we're supporting. You would just need to find it here, or you could search for it. So let's come down. Let's say you were on the Australian version, right? You'd want to come out to invoice and statement delivery AU. Click on this, you can download it from here. It's going to be the same content across all those listings. So again, you can see the overview with the use cases, what other people are saying, ratings and reviews, and then the details and support for our feature overview, our setup and user guides. And then we've also got a bunch of different screenshots that kind of just at a high level walk you through the functionality and the setup screens, as well as some various videos. So we've got a Toolbox Tuesday. This is a webinar series we do, kind of just a demo of the product, a recurring invoice overview, and then just a general overview of invoice and statement delivery. And that's going to work the same way for advanced notifications. So if I come down, let's see where that one is, advanced notifications. Let's say you're in New Zealand, for example, advanced notifications NZ. Pop in here, it's going to be the same kind of stuff, right? Use cases, videos, pictures, all that good stuff. So again, that BC Toolbox page is going to be kind of your one-stop shop to start browsing everything. These are all 28 tools that we have. And then we do also sell them in bundles, right? So if you want everything, check out the unlimited. If you just want the dashboards, check out the dashboards. And if you want the essentials, which is our best 7 sellers, would highly recommend checking that out and potentially going for a bundle. The next thing we are working on for a localization standpoint is these dashboards. We've seen a lot of value and just a lot of folks buying these in the localizations that they're supported in right now. So we'll definitely bring them over to you as well, Ben, here shortly, but just kind of working on one thing at a time, right? So you'll be the first to know when we get that financial dashboard over in your localization. But for now, would highly recommend checking out invoice and statement delivery and advanced notifications to get started, as they are our top 2 sellers in all regions currently.
And just for the guys who aren't so familiar with localizations, you talked about those 3 bundles. Let's look at the Essentials bundle. If they did consume the Essentials bundle, they wouldn't be able to get some of the localizations because they're not ready, right? So they specifically in Australia have to go for the 2 that are only available. Is that correct?
For now, that's correct. By the end of the year, the whole Essentials bundle should be available there. So.
Oh, fine. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks. Just to clarify that was all. Now, just quickly, if you go back and show us the first one on the top right there, the invoice and statement delivery. Why did you make this?
So originally I saw a lot of gaps in the AR process, right? I thought it was very manual. Really the very first function that we added and the first code we added to enhance Business Central was to get an invoice to send upon posting, right? So every app starts as one idea and then it grows, right? So we literally added a function, send on post is what it was called, right? You post the sales order and boom, the email goes off and your customer now has their invoice in their inbox. Then we started saying, well, let's do this for credit memos. Let's do this for payment receipts. Let's do reminders, right? Okay, now the invoice has gotten out to the customer, but they forget to pay us, right? That happens way more often than everybody'd like to admit, right? So customer forgets to pay. Hey, let's send them an automatic reminder, right? So taking all these things and saying, how can we automate something that somebody's just going in and kind of just mundanely clicking a button because their boss told them to click the button to follow up for the money, right? Let's get rid of all those tasks and put it on the computer, right? Make the computer do it for us. And a lot of these things can be automated, right? Say after the invoice is late 7 days, let's just send a reminder. Then somebody doesn't have to put a Outlook thing on their calendar. Hey, go look for all the invoices that are overdue. Let's email them to them. They got to download a PDF and put it in the email, right? Anything that takes that many steps can be streamlined and automated, right? So that's the why behind the app. It was things are too manual in the AR process. In my opinion, a lot of people look at AP automation as the first thing, but I'm like, I want AR automation, right? I want to get money from my customers as the number one priority. Paying vendors is great, don't get me wrong, but got to keep the lights on for them too. But cash is king. I want that AR to come in as fast as possible, which is why we looked at creating this app. And then like some of the other things like the recurring order and invoices, that feature came out about 2 months ago. So again, this app has been an app source for about a year now, and we're always looking for new recommendations. And people are like, "Hey, I hate the copy document functionality because it's too manual, and the recurring lines don't give me all of what I need for the flexibility." So we're like, how can we take the sales order, build some recurring functionality around it, like the recurring general journals have, which is a great Business Central out of box feature, right? How can we take something that's already great and combine it with something that's custom to bring a unified user experience and not really kind of move the needle too much on a training aspect, because everyone's already familiar with the recurring journals. We just have to put that and say, hey, this functionality is now in your sales orders, and people are like, wow, this is great, right? So it's not reinventing the wheel. It's taking things that already exist and kind of combining them in a different way that just makes sense for users. So we found that the training and the adoption is also really easy based on how intuitively these are built.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Microsoft have built a fantastic product. I hope they don't see this video, because they're missing the point here, and you've found the point. It's that these systems are. I always talk about Business Central as being a big box of Lego. Fantastic components that fit well together, but the instruction manual is terrible. So this is a great example of what you've identified as a solution that could be improved, and you've done it, and you've productized it, and it's available. So fantastic, well done. Now, let me just ask you, as you know, with Microsoft, they do eventually improve things, and things do slowly get better. I've been in Business Central since 2017, pretty much since it was first put into the SaaS model, and I do see a very slow cadence on functionality. So if our partners do purchase this solution, will you continue to invest in this product so that they continue to get those benefits as well? Or is this a one and done type of deal for this solution?
No, we're constantly adding to it, right? Like I mentioned, 12 months ago, we released this for the first time on AppSource. And 2 months ago, we added a completely new function, which was that recurring orders and invoices. So we're always reinvesting in functionality. That's what the subscription is for, really, right? To continue to get funds to invest in new features. That's the only way we're able to invest more, is by people subscribing. Right. So it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? More people buy, gives us more money to invest. We invest more and more people buy, right? So it continuously keeps that wheel turning. And we're always looking for good recommendations. So if anybody has anything where they're like, hey, have you thought about this, right? Those are the kinds of conversations I want to be having, is, hey, have you thought about this, right? Kind of like an open suggestion box. Not saying that we'll just do everything, because that's unrealistic as well, right? But it's always good to, if 10 people are saying the same thing, it's probably a pretty good idea. If one person's way off in left field and the idea is kind of crazy, it's like, okay, well, maybe we have to table that one, right? But that's why we have the conversations, to aggregate all the ideas that are common. And again, we like to think we've hit most of them, but it's impossible to hit everything. So I'm sure there's other good features and functions that could be added to all of these apps, right?
Yeah, exactly. Off top of my mind, I remember there's a site from Microsoft called aka.ms/BC ideas, and I was a pretty vocal person on that chat board. So I should go back and see what some of my requests were from a few years ago, see if they're still around, because I always think my ideas are brilliant, but who knows? I'll share them with you and see what comes from that.
Yeah.
That's great. So thank you very much for the overview. Is there anything else you would like to share, or have we pretty much captured what the crux of this video recording is for?
I think we captured it. The only other thing I'd recommend is checking out our YouTube channel. If you like learning by video, we've got exactly 50 videos now. I published one today about advanced RMA and case management. So again, not available in Australia yet, but this is going to be the source of truth for all of our videos. And not only does it have videos on our apps, but it's also got some just kind of freebies like payment exports and navigation overview, right? So it's not all centric to our apps, right? There's a lot of free stuff on there that you can benefit from as well. So I'd highly recommend checking out our YouTube channel just to learn in general, as well as check out some of the products we have. But yeah, outside of that, it's funny that you mentioned the suggestion page. I just got an email from Microsoft that one of my suggestions from 2017 is under review. So
which one is it, just so I remember?
It was a recurring journal allocation function based on dimensional balances. So you historically could do You could split things up by GL balance, but you couldn't do it by GL balance and the dimension, which I always thought was like a gap, because that's how I want to allocate things, by dimension. And I suggested it, and I think they're going to do it. So that's kind of cool.
2017, amazing. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of victories myself, so we've got to keep pushing Microsoft. But whilst we're doing that, let's not hinder the customer's experience. You have solutions in market ready for now, so I think it's fantastic you're doing this. Ben, thanks very much for sharing. We'll have to catch up in a couple of weeks, and we'll do another one of these sessions as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Ben. Great talking as always.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.